So the number one question I get from homeowners is, what is the market like now? Should I sell my home? Is the market still insanely profitable for a home seller? Well, the quick answer is no. So if you had thoughts of capitalizing on your home equity, you might have missed that train. I think it left the station back in late April, early May. So the question still remains, where are we now? Should you sell? Is now a good time to buy? Well, the answer is still yes to both. However, any seasoned realtor would tell you that the current road to success is just a bit gritty. It's like, I don't know, taking a road trip today with an old school roadmap.
Ma, I saw some detour signs.
I didn't see any.
A lot of you guys don't even know what an old school roadmap is, but it was rough. So the key to it all is pricing and resetting the expectations. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 pros and 3 cons to selling and buying a home in today's market. So benefit number 1, pro number 1, while the frenzy of overpriced, overoffered sales has ceased, the demand for homes is still ever present. What does that mean? People are still looking. Your home will still sell. On the flip side of that coin, home buyers now have options. So there's no longer a need to make a decision on the spot. They don't have to look at online photos and figure out if they want to put an offer in. They can actually tour a home and give it some thought. Better yet, you can even compare that home to a few others if you're a home buyer. So for home sellers, yes, your home will sell, but may take a little bit longer. So my advice, give yourself a good 30 to 60 days just to be safe. Benefit number 2, banks are still lending. First-time home buyers programs are still relevant.
Show me the money!
And credit score requirements are still modest. 620, 640 on the low end, but again, they're still moderate. So what would be the negative here? Well, interest rates are obviously higher, and so qualifying amounts are lower. What you may deem as a suitable home for your personal taste may actually be out of your budget. And so you might need to sacrifice some of your must-haves, and you might even need to put a little bit of elbow grease into your home. That might mean maybe that's paint or small fixes or something of that nature. And lastly, benefit number 3, new home construction. New home builders now have lots and lots and lots of inventory to choose from. And they are offering some awesome incentives, mostly from high dollar, closing costs to low interest rates. They pre-purchase interest rates. They've got extended rate locks, tons of money for upgrades, you name it. Well, what's the negative there? Well, home values haven't yet declined enough to compensate for that increased rate hike. So in other words, the home prices are still relatively stable in most markets, and this means that you still pay higher for a mortgage on the type of home that you really want. And just as important, there's still no evidence that values are going to continue to go up or they're going to remain over the next 6 to 12 months. So there's a little bit of risk there. So if you can purge your mind of what was, then as a homeowner, I think you can sell your home with no problem. And so you're probably saying, well, what was? Well, the days of appraisal waivers and over asking price offers, those are almost completely gone. Multiple offer homes are not as plentiful, and multiple offers may not mean what it meant 6 months ago. So sellers with rate hikes in place, we're back to a market where you should expect the buyer to negotiate. You should expect to cover the title policy, or you might expect to give some concessions. In other words, you might expect to give some money toward the buyer's closing costs or home warranties. The most simple way I can put it is that home buyers and home appraisers together will really determine what the new values look like as we round the corner into Q4 and on into 2023. Now, home buyers, you might have to pay a little bit more monthly for the home that you want. So the bottom line is there's no absolutes. There's no absolutes right now in the market other than homes will sell. They will sell if they are priced with the right pricing based off of the location and the condition. Right? So you now have the ability to sell your home, and you can actually, and I'm talking to sellers here, you can actually plan for your next home as well. You're not pressed against trying to figure out, how do I buy? And no one will contract my new home because I haven't sold my old home. So overall, it's still a great market. Just giving you 3 great reasons why it's still good to sell, why it's still good to buy, and I'm giving you 3 things to consider when you do sell and when you do buy. But either way, you have this, the ball is in your hands. If you ever need help from us, always contact HomeSource Realty. We will look forward to being of service as always. And again, I'm TL Robinson with HomeSource Realty, your neighborhood realtor. See you next time.